Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. Oops, pressing the wrong button there. Wrong pedal, sorry, I'm going backwards. Right, there, I want to have a look in here, because there was another baling job that I seen, or was it the one that we're doing? There isn't another baling job that I seen, it's the one that we're doing. Right, I was just wondering if the other baling job was perhaps, doing hay somewhere, but there is no other baling job. We just have what we have right here. So, yeah, no shortcuts, no nothing. Take this on. We're... Right, fertilizer over there. I mean, if you have a look at that fertilizer job, is this one here. He's 79% done already, so he's not going to take very long to finish that. I may get to the end of this row before he finishes doing that fertilizer job. And then we will travel all the way up to field 5, and we will do that job up there. And then once we've done that one, once that one's completed, then we will complete the contract, and complete both contracts, and get all of the money coming in for those. And then we can have a look at maybe doing another similar type of operation where we get a couple of fertilizer jobs and... do them both together. Now, the fertilizer that will be left in the spreader, we can get compensated for some of that fertilizer, but we don't get a huge amount coming back from it, do we? Like, there's not a lot of compensation for the... Right, that tractor is apparently doing 10k now across the field, but he's still not actually doing any spreading. I'm looking at my... Let's go and have a look. What are you doing? Okay. I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't actually expecting that. Let's go and have a look and see what you've done. Ah, right. We've missed a little bit over there. I didn't quite do my own bit along there, and we've got a strip down there, so I'm going to have to just manually tidy this up a little tiny bit. We've hardly used any fertilizer at all on this field, which means that we're not going to have to worry about going to get more fertilizer before we come back and finish things. What we will want to do, though, is quite possibly drive back from field 5 when we finish that one and offload the fertilizer back at the dealership, because there's a lot of fertilizer going to be sort of just left. We can get compensated for fertilizer that we use up, but the problem with the compensation system is that it doesn't refund all of the money to the value of the fertilizer that we've gone and used. Right, that job is now actually complete. If I stop there, have a look there. Field 22 is now done, so we've got to go up to field 5 next. The little tiny microscopic strip down the side of field 22 right there that we didn't quite do, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave that. And we're going to take this bad boy right here all the way on up to field 5. I'm hoping that the whole screen going black weirdness doesn't happen again, because that was a bit concerning. Like, I get very panicky when things like that happen, because it means that something has gone horribly, horribly wrong, and I don't like it when things go horribly, horribly wrong. I'm going to go this way. I wonder if it was anything to do with knocking one of the signs off. It sort of happened as I went up to the corner beside the town. I don't really know what that was, unless it was my computer trying to do some sort of weird update thing. I've been installing a lot of mods on several different games lately, and so in order to install the mods, I've also been installing mod management software, and every game has usually got a different sort of mod management software that the mod makers all sort of pit in together and build. And I mean, sometimes they're official and sometimes they're not, but yeah, you get the idea. So I've got a whole load of new stuff that is just kind of settling in together. When you suddenly install a whole range of new things on your computer, it's kind of like getting a whole load of new housemates. Yeah? Like, you go to a new house and you meet all your new housemates for the first time. You're all meeting each other for the first time. And possibly you know each other, but you haven't lived together, anything like that. So, the first week or two, you've got to get used to each other's quirks. You've got to get used to which one farts in his sleep so loudly that it wakes everybody up. You got to get used to which one of you is the one that's going to leave the kitchen in an absolute pigsty. It's usually me. You got to get used to, you know, who cooks what. Which one is going to be the one that is going to be constantly cooking curry or something else that stinks the entire house out. Not me, I don't like curry. Who it is that uses the microwave every morning to heat up a smoked fish and really stink the house out. Again, not me, not because I don't like smoked fish, just I don't like having the entire house stink of it. So I generally don't eat smoked fish at home, or if I do, I eat it cold. I don't mind it cold at all, actually. Very, very rarely I might, but I might heat it up. But I generally, if I eat smoked fish, I prefer to eat it cold. So yeah, you know, your different housemates, they're going to have various different quirks, and the new programs that you install on a computer, especially with like mod management, I've got all of these different mods that I've gone and installed, and so I need like a whole load of different management softwares that I think I've managed to turn all of them off so they don't start up when the computer starts up, because I hate that, because then you've got all these programs running in the background. But some of them do sometimes manage to sneak that bit in under the wire, and I really, really don't like that. That's the edge of the map there. I really love how they have blended the edges of the map this time round. Like, that is the actual edge of the map right there. And they've done such a good job this time of, like, marking out and blending the edges of the map all the way around, right the way through this map. It's really well done, and I actually really admire that. Like, it does genuinely make a difference. It makes it seem more real. Like, I'm looking out this way, and I'm still thinking, like, we've got more land that we can go onto. As soon as you just, like, you look a tiny little bit closer, you can just see, like, that those trees are painted on, and they're not actual trees, especially when you look at them sideways like that. And, like, the textures are all wrong. But, yeah, it does look like real parts of the map. And that's, I feel that's like a really good step forward. Now, I'm just going to leave that one to go there. I know I'm overlapping the edge of the field quite a bit, but honestly, I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of difference. So we'll leave you to carry on and do what you're doing, and we are going to jump back to this one once again, and we're going to go and do yet more of our wrapping, and slowly get through. We've only got 2 lines left to do. All right, we're getting there. We're making progress now. We've just got 2 lines of bales left to do, and then we'll finally be done with this job, and we won't have to do it again until we can get... I should have thought of this beforehand. I should honestly have thought of the whole slow... I did know that the wrapper was slow. It's just that... yeah... I sort of forgot just how slow it was. And this was the original reason that we doubled the capacity of the bales in Boulder Canyon. We said we'll do 8,000 litre bales instead of 4,000 litre bales because of the wrapping. Because the wrapping takes so long, I said, right, you know what? We'll double the capacity of the bales. We'll also we'll increase the speed of the wrapper so that it's doing it in half the time. And... yeah, that kind of worked out quite well. That was my justification of doing all of that. And I'm beginning to very rapidly remember, it's all coming screaming back to me right now, exactly why we made those changes in the first place. Because yeah, I don't want to spend too long doing this. I did this once. I didn't have a wrapper that was faster. It was in the Rattlesnake Valley time-lapse series. That was probably the shortest time-lapse series I did. I think I only had like 10 episodes in that one. And I did a big mowing job in that one. Like, I did a big mowing, baling, and then wrapping thing. And I had a standard speed wrapper on that one. That was quite possibly the single most tedious task I have ever done in all of Farming Simulator. I was genuinely losing the will to live at the end of that. It was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. And I know what I just said. I'm not meaning that to make light of anybody that is genuinely suffering from mental health issues at the moment. That was probably an insensitive way of putting it. It's just a figure of speech. I was genuinely losing the will to keep playing the game. Certainly, I was wanting to pass out into the oblivion of unconsciousness. By the time that I had finished doing, well, not even by the time I'd finished doing those bales, I was a tenth of the way in, and I was thinking, what have I let myself in for? This is just such a ridiculously stupid thing. Why would I do this? I mean, I've never made any secret of the fact that I didn't like the Rattlesnake Valley series. I ended up, my computer had a breakdown on it, and I lost the files on that one. I lost the save game files. I lost a whole load of stuff. Also lost the save game file for another series I was doing at the time, which was Watea Valley, the one based in New Zealand. The Rattlesnake Valley one, I basically just stopped there and then. I'd already got a recorded episode on it, so I basically did that recorded episode, and contract on Field 5 is finished, apparently. I did that recorded episode, and then I basically just wrote the text to conclude that we were leaving the whole place, rather than doing any more recording on it. And yeah, quite a lot of people said, well, why don't I'll do a save game file for you and I'll send it over and I'll put everything back how it was. And I was like, yeah, that's very generous of you, but no. I absolutely hated that map. I got started on it because the map creator had sent me a copy of the map, and then I had some issues with it, and he just stopped talking to me. He just didn't answer anything. And I never quite sure why. I never did get to the bottom of that. But I started it, and he was quite keen on it. But then there was a few problems that I had encountered, and so I let him know what they were, and that was it. I never heard anything else. So maybe he didn't like that. But I don't know. I don't know. There could have been 101 reasons why I never heard anything back from him. The map itself, it was a 4x map. It was laid out initially looking like it would be laid out really good and it could be really awesome for big machinery. But there was tight spaces everywhere, and every single little thing had collisions on it, including all road signs, everything. So what you ultimately ended up with is really struggling to be able to get anywhere on the map. And that was the bit that frustrated me more than anything else, was the collisions on everything and how difficult it was for me to be able to move around the map smoothly, which is quite important for me to be able to film an effective time-lapse series. I need to be able to get around smoothly and without issue, and I just couldn't do that. I could not get around that map without issue. I had constant issues all the time trying to get around, and I grew to loathe and detest the place, and I really did. So I wasn't actually planning to... I was planning to kind of wrap it up at around 15 episodes, so that I could get out of there and go to a different map entirely. When my computer gave up... well, it wasn't the computer, it was the hard drive. The hard drive failed. When that happened, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to go with it. So people sending me copies of the game, or they're offering to send me a copy of the map that they'd gone and modified themselves and turned into, and gotten everything exactly back how I had it so they could carry on with the series. Was like, yeah, whilst I'm grateful for the offer, no way. I'm not having it. I don't want it. I am not spending another second here. This is some divine intervention that has just been sent to me, and I've got no interest whatsoever in doing anything that resembles me having to spend another second here. Divine intervention has enabled me to just up sticks and abandon it right now, and I'm gonna take that. I am not staying here. So that's why I refused all possible aid on the map. And I did have there were a number of people who did offer to do that and get it completely back. And a lot of people are asking, well, why didn't you just do that? We understand, so if everything's not quite where it should be, that'll be fine. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to do that. It's going to look weird. I think I did just say it's going to look weird because I didn't really want to be like advertising the fact at the time that I had genuinely detested the last couple of months of doing anything to do with Farming Simulator because it was constantly, you know, the Rattlesnake Valley map, and I didn't want to be playing it at all. It was 2 episodes in when I realized just what I'd let myself in for, and then I went and made the same mistake again because I went into that map blind. I didn't know what that map was going to be like, and I just went into the map blind. I did leave that road sign behind, didn't I? I went into the map blind, not really knowing other than a few pictures, and then I went and did the same again in the Sandy Bay one. Now, the Sandy Bay was a good map, but there was enough issues with the map that meant that I didn't enjoy that one either. The big changes that had been done between that and the FS19 version of it, and there was a lot of little details on there that I struggled with for gameplay, and it made the thing seem less kind of, I don't know, I always felt when I was trying to work Sandy Bay that it was more like a game rather than me doing a story. I was struggling with a game rather than trying to just play the story. Whereas the time-lapse map for me is something that I shouldn't have to struggle with it. There, I'm going to put those 3 there. It's probably in the wrong place, but yeah, it'll be fine. The time-lapse series for me is something that it should just sort of flow, and it should be a story unfolding. And so when it's watched back, you're watching a story, you're not watching someone play a game. And it felt to me, Sandy Bay did, that you were watching someone play a game. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I was seeing, and I didn't really get a good positive vibe from the map anyway. I've got to have a strong connection with the map, and I wasn't getting that with Sandy Bay. So I did kind of struggle with that one. And again, it was one that I went into. So we've completed that contract, and Field 5, we will collect that one as well. So there's 2 contracts that we've now done. We've got this baling one that we're working on right now. So there's 2 of them. That gives us another 3,000 euros. And we've got still 6,000 euros worth of fertilizer right there that we can go and use. So let's see, who else have we got? There's 2 harvesting jobs there. 2 different people. I'll leave that one. Your liquid fertilizer, your solid fertilizer here. This is Jacob Fisher, Field 19. Different. Right, we've got 4 different people now. So if we go Field 19, that one, your spray, your solid fertilizer, and you are solid fertilizer. So Field 19, that's the one that we're going to do. We're going to borrow items for you. I've got the fertilizer here at the yard. And Field 19 is... what's that one right there? Ideal. It's nice and easy. So I was just wondering whether I should, like, load up only some of it, and then I wouldn't have to, like, journey all the way back across the map. But as I've only got to go across the road for this one, we will stick all the fertilizer into the spreader. And that way I can move it out the middle of the yard. When we come back, we will try and put it next to the cars over there in front of us and see how that works out. Right. Bring you over this way, and I'm going to not... actually, I'll do one pass along this end. I was just thinking maybe I just won't bother doing any passes along the end of the field at all. I'll just leave it go. But I think I will do one pass along this bottom end, and then we'll see. I'm also curious if... like, it's going to go blank again as we come out this way. Right? I was coming out here, and it all went horribly blank. And it was right here. I had a black screen turn up in my game just as I got to this point right here. I came round the corner, round there, and I got these road signs here. And it was about there that I stopped. Nothing's happened there this time. Everything seems to be okay this time round. So I'm not quite sure what that was all about. Really not sure what that was all about. But anyway, let's go in here and we will start heading across field 19 like this. I'll do one pass down here because we are quite close to the fence down this bottom end. And then we can leave the hired help to start traveling up and down the field over here. So let's put you there like that. And then I will back round that corner and go here. So 3,000 litres of fertilizer should, I'm hoping, be enough to complete this field. Now, we'll turn off the AI extension. So this fertilizer, I find fertilizer is usually best done with the standard hired help and not the AI extension. And I'll just leave you to carry on there. Hopefully, you will be able to do this job. There's going to be another 5,000, not quite 5,000, like 4,000 euros coming in. And we've already gone and paid for the fertilizer. That's all done and dusted, so we don't need to worry about that. If we do return all of that fertilizer, we will get some compensation for it. We have not got long left now on these bales. We've done most of them, which means that we'll be able to start selling. The actual job at the moment, the baling job, has stopped at 20% progress. And until we start actually transporting bales of silage up to the barn, it is going to stay at 20% progress. But hopefully we will be able to change that soon. So yeah, the whole Rattlesnake Valley and Sandy Bay, the biggest mistakes I made with those two maps were going into them blind and not taking a good look around the map first and like just trying it out with a few things. I haven't done that since. Well, I kind of did with Felsbrunn. Felsbrunn, I didn't really have much of a choice of going into that one blind because I needed to pick one of the maps to do to start FS19, so I just went with that one. Then we did Black Mountain. That one I'd already gone and done a live stream exploring the map, and I really liked the map and I liked the feel of it. I went back in, I checked it over again to make sure that it was good, and that one was fine. And then the Estancia Lapacho map is one that I've done before in FS17. I hadn't seen it in FS19. I still went and had a look at it and had a good look around it, and then modified the yard, the starting yard. I went and added a whole load of stuff in there to make sure that it was how I wanted it to start the series, and looked around the map and so on, and just made sure there weren't any really weird quirks in there that I would have hated. So yeah, I got to be careful with those maps. I got to be really careful. But the Rattlesnake Valley one, that was absolutely the worstest one. I don't even remember why I started talking about this now. I've been rabbiting on about this for absolutely ages. Why did I start? You know, I have absolutely no idea. I genuinely don't know now why I even started talking about those. But yeah, that's the ones that I've done. I can't. Why did I start talking about Rattlesnake Valley and not liking the map? I'm not sure. Oh, it was to do with, I think I was talking about how Giants has done a really good job of like blending the edges of this map, and like the whole feel of this map. I like the feel of this map. Like even that, you look up there in distance, see that train going across that bridge? You cannot get to that bridge, you can't reach that bridge, and that train is not actually an active part of the map. It's just an animation in the background. But it's beautiful. It like adds to the whole life of the map. This whole thing, like all the way up there, that is way out of anything that you'll ever get to. But you can see the cable cars traveling up and down. That's absolutely amazing. Like this whole thing, it feels vibrant. It feels like a genuinely, like the map feels alive. That's I think that's the thing that I'm looking for here. Is the map itself actually feels like it's alive. It feels like it's a real living, breathing part of the countryside. You haven't just got a small slice and everything else around it is dead. Like, you look all the way around, everything is carefully sculpted and like laid out and so on, including the trains on the bridges, the cable cars going up there, and it's really well done. It's genuinely, beautifully, amazingly well built, and it's a kind of map that I don't think I'm going to get fed up with. I really don't see me getting fed up with it. You know what I'm going to do a minute? I'm going to go and pick that mower up there, and I'm going to bring it down this way, because we need to go straight up there to those buildings in front of us, or behind us there. It is, yeah, it is. It's up there. The fastest way to do that will be out this track over here. So if I just move the mowers off the side of the track a minute, like that, unhitch that one, then we can get this bad boy here hitched on. We've got a lot of bales that we're going to have to shift now. So we'll unload that one there. The fertilizer helper I has completed their task. He's already gone and finished. So let's go and have a look at him a minute. Oh, I see. He's come out there. Right. He's not quite finished, and we didn't even use 1,000 litres on this job. We didn't even use 1,000 litres on this job. So we're going to go up through here. Now, I'm actually going to set the hired help going again on that one and let that one flow up through there. That's going to leave us with still 2 fertilizer. The contract's now finished officially. It's going to leave us with 2 fertilizer bags full of fertilizer that we will then be able to go and use for more contracts. Or we can have them refunded. We'll have a look. Once we get down to the end of the field and we've completed the actual field, we will have a look and see how much compensation we get for the fertilizer. I mean, we've got another fertilizing job, which is that one on field 7. Which, I mean, field 7 is very small. We only get 2,900 field sets. It's only that little tiny field there. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure that's actually going to be worth doing. So I'm kind of thinking that we just refund the fertilizer at this point. Oop. Yeah, I need to complete that. I've got one little tiny square that I need to do over there. So we'll run over there and we'll do that. Yeah, that field 7 job I don't think is going to be worth it. The other jobs are liquid fertilizer. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe we just return this one right now. I'm going to stop you there. If I return you, I mean, I could keep the bags of fertilizer. How much do we get? Let's one thing at a time here, shall we? So we've completed that one. Reimbursement of 3,300, and it cost me 4,000 euros. So I will end up 700 euros out of pocket if I go for the reimbursement. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and drive back down that way. We're going to go down the side of the field here. I can leave... Oh, no, I can leave the field right in the middle there. I didn't have to go all the way around to the bottom end. I've got it. There's a gateway right here on the side of the field. That's fantastic. So we can come out here, and then I can unload this fertilizer. I'm going to try and unload it next to this car. I was going to put it next to those 3 cars, but I don't think I will. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to reverse up to that bit there. I won't take the reimbursement because that's going to cost 700 euros. I don't really want to lose 700 euros. That's quite a bit of money. So we'll go here. No, that's not really very helpful, is it? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll stick with that. Okay, let's complete that job then. So 3,727 for completing that. Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. So while I sit up here and enjoy this view and a well-earned break, could you please consider taking a look at the links in the description down below? We have Nitrado, who provide gaming servers, who are very, very reliable, and they provide us with a server on our Discord channel. And there is also Fanatical, where you can buy all kinds of different computer games for various different platforms. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.